got home again. McDonald runs away, has it complete, and there goes Keith into field goal range with the first down, off a tackle, end zone! This is Maction!
This is Tuesday Night Maction. The Mac can play any way, any day, baby. Interesting to see daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling. That was Bowling Green with 10 seconds left, scored a touchdown on Toledo, who just can never put together a top-to-bottom good season. Always and almost. Kent State can do it, though. Toledo, they just can't. Okay, it's Controversial Wednesday. I've got some controversies for you. A World Cup primer. A World Cup primer, I think, is what we're going to go with today. And so let's start on our World Cup primer. The first thing we got to know is... Oh, wait, hold on just a second. Where'd you go? Let's start with the U.S. on a borderline controversy.
The American flag has literally been...
Shut up. God, Ben Shapiro, Jesus. Why are you the way that you are, bro? Just, like, relax, dude. So here's the original video. Wow, look at TikTok changing their desktop format. I'm proud of you guys. That's crazy. So this is the Ben Shapiro. So the USA changed their flag on their Union, their little logo jacket's got a USA. And the thing about the USA logo, you can kind of see it right there. I don't know why this video looks like this, but the Union is usually like red stripes or blue stripes or whatever, red, white, and blue, right? But they changed it to a rainbow for pride. And part of that is for the fact that, like, gay people or anybody who has sex with the same sex or any sort of, like, sexual, I guess, non-normity will be punished like in prison in Qatar. And they are punished in prison in Qatar. And this is all happening while Iran is having essentially a revolution with 14,000 prisoners that the Iranian government is considering just essentially genociding. We'll talk about Iran here in a minute. And so this is Ben Shapiro's take on the pride flag.
Replaced with the rainbow flag in the USA logo for the World Cup. USA no longer stands for the red, white, and blue. It stands for the orange, slightly lighter orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown. Here was the USA soccer head coach, Greg Berhalter.
Okay, I don't care anymore. But Ben Shapiro getting mad for the flag being a pride flag is hilarious to me, just because, of course, he's going to get mad about that. Now, the point of the flag is to have this conversation that we're about to have. The Iranian soccer team is being threatened. They were intimidated at the airport, and people are worried about their safety. Remember, the World Cup is not like a cool situation where you can get away from where the violence is. For example, in the 2010 World Cup, I believe, that was in South Africa, the North Koreans sent a bunch of actors to act as fans, and they, along with a bunch of the team, ran away from North Korea. They didn't want to be in North Korea anymore, so they left. They used the World Cup as a way to do that. Iran can't really do that, and I'm not sure that they would want to do that, but they can't do. It's not in a safe place far away from the scary stuff. Qatar and Iran are not, I mean, they're not close, but they're not far apart. It's not like the U.S. and Iran or the U.S. and Qatar. So this Iranian revolution, and Iran overthrows its government about every 50, 60 years, it feels like, and it has been doing that since the Persian Empire. But the way the women are treated there, the morality police, a very totalitarian religious-based regime, the Iranian soccer team and other people have been protesting the situation. They refused to sing the national anthem. Every country in the world had a tune-up game, a couple tune-up games recently, and every country in the world during these tune-up games, Iran did not sing their national anthem, and they were caught not singing their national anthem. Now, they start on Monday. Iran will be playing England on Monday, and shouts to the United States. And fucking Wales took Ukraine's spot in the World Cup. You goddamn losers. Not a lot of, also Ben Shapiro, not a lot of flags don't have red, white, and blue, dude. Like, it's actually kind of boring to have red, white, and blue. No disrespect to, like, every single country, but, like, we all have red, white, and or blue. Like, I mean, find a flag that doesn't have red, white, or blue in it. I literally think there are, like, two. Like, I'm not joking. Google it. So Iran will play England on Monday at 8 a.m. We're going to find out what happens with this. Obviously, the world's going to be watching. It's not going to be a great situation. Would also be a really great time if anybody wanted to start a world war with a group of countries to probably do that. My guess is probably Monday around midnight during the distraction of the World Cup would be probably an opportune time to do that, especially if the elements are in your favor historically, not a bad idea. Just send the Canadians. Why don't we? I mean, nobody thinks about that. Like, you don't invade Russia in a ground. We beat Russia in a ground war. The Canadians would be fine. We forget about that. We have Canada. What is the purpose of having them in all of our stuff if not to use them for this? Irregardless, the World Cup is going to be in the spotlight. The Iran thing is going to be the thing. Bad juju for the Americans. It would be, I want America to win, but we're not going to win anything important, so just lose to Iran. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. People are up in arms about the U.S. men's national team roster. I don't care. There are 3 good players. If they play well, they'll advance. If they don't, they won't. It's literally that. It's always been that simple. The ones that play in Europe need to play well. Okay, so more World Cup stuff. The other part of the World Cup situation is that apparently, I guess I'll play the video. So apparently Budweiser is a sponsor, right? And they were promised that they could set up in public, but they can't, and people are mad about it. I don't understand why. I have this TikTok. I'm trying to incorporate this TikTok into the show.
Not enough people are talking about how Qatari officials are now trying to backtrack on their beer plan. Officials are now scrambling to hide beer tents because one of the royal family members is mad. Budweiser paid $75 million for Primo location. Share this with everyone going to Qatar, please.
Yeah, so, if I had to make a list of people not to fuck with, it would be American corporations. Actually, American corporations would be the number one group of people not to fuck with. So I'm sure Budweiser is incensed that the money, they're not paying to provide and sell beer. They sell beer at the fucking gas station. They're paying so that the logo and the brand is associated with the happiness of the World Cup. And now it's being hidden because the Qatar royal family does not approve of alcohol. I don't know what instruments exist to make sure that they get their stuff. They're complying with the law right now, but I can assure you that they are going to figure out what they can do to fuck Qatar. The American government is not powerful. The American wallet is powerful. But that's not the only thing happening. So people are starting to arrive there, and it is a literal fire fest. Like this is Snapchat that went viral yesterday from Barstool Sports. You can take a look at it here. These are the hotels. Like if you want to turn your screen sideways on Spotify, and if you don't want to look at it, just Google Qatar World Cup Hotel. It's a mattress on a box, like on a bed made of plywood. Like they couldn't even get it from IKEA. It's a tent. Like you could just break into. It's a tent, dude. This is a hotel they want people to stay. This is like, I cannot emphasize enough that this is a fire fest. And if you don't know what a fire fest is, like they have the flags. It's like windy. It's the middle of the desert in the winter. Holy crap! This is going to be a disaster. I mean, it's going to be a disaster. This is a violent situation also. You can't go behind locked doors at a hotel if you're staying in these. Like the sexual assault situation could be out of control. The violence could be out of control. The theft could be out of control. You can't go as a fan. You can't go. There's a Netflix that dropped, or the documentary that dropped on Netflix about how FIFA was dirty in making this happen. And I got to watch it so I can keep you updated on this. I'm going to maybe do an episode of my sister show, Game Theory, which is a deeper dive, long form episodes and whatnot. I think that's the move. But man, like it's going to be bad. It's going to be an all-time disaster. And Qatar, you host this kind of thing. You pay for this to kind of whitewash all of the garbage that's happening in your country. It's called sport washing. We talked about it all summer with the Live Golf Tour and how you pay money to make it look like you're normal. Well, I think this is going to have the opposite effect. I think it's going to make it look like the slavery hellscape that it is, and it's going to be bad. You just got one of those feelings like, oh, it'll be okay. Like the horror stories people aren't going to go. Especially if the war starts, which I don't want to be a fearmonger. I think that it's going to this week. I don't know, just a weird feeling. It's a great time to do it during the World Cup. Olympics. Vladimir Putin has used Olympics as cover twice now. So the first game will be Qatar versus Ecuador. Qatar gets to go to the World Cup because they're hosting. Shouts to everybody that gets to play in their group. God damn it, that would have been nice. They have Senegal. Trying to figure out their group here. They have Senegal, Ecuador. Oh man, Ecuador will embarrass them pretty good. Senegal will embarrass them too. But I'd just like to see them be in a group with France. Wouldn't that just be great if they were in a group with France? We'll do a World Cup preview probably on maybe Monday. Yeah, it'll be really good for the Monday show. But it's getting out of control. And at a certain point, you're just worried for people's safety. Like women can't stay in this hotel. They simply cannot stay in a hotel that is, it's like a tent. It's like a curtain. And what a disaster. Yasiel Puig took the MLB by storm about 5 to 7 years ago. Then he was a pretty good player. Then he's not a good player. Well, there is an FBI investigation into him illegally betting on baseball and a ton of other shit. There's a lot of reporting on this. We'll do a deeper dive at another point in time. But he's going to plead guilty to lying under oath on federal charges. He's going to face up to 5 years in prison, and he has to pay a fine of about $50,000. But it appears very much like there's some like insight. He may have thrown games. Who knows? It's going to be bad for Yasiel Puig. So we'll just start there. Like I don't have time to go through that right now. It's also a baseball story, and the World Cup's coming up, so we might get to that in the offseason. We'll see what happens. But Puig he's probably going to plead out and not go to prison. Maybe he'll be sentenced to something else. He'll certainly be deported to Cuba or somewhere. And I believe I saw people saying that. I don't know. But I'm sure that he'll be deported. I don't know that he'll serve time in a federal prison. He might just be deported. But it looks like he may have been throwing games or shaving points. A batter and an outfielder can't throw games. But they can certainly shave points. The last thing I want to touch on is another baseball situation. The Kansas City Royals owner and chairman, or the chairman and CEO, wrote a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 paragraph, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 paragraph open letter to the people of Kansas City basically saying pay for our fucking stadium. And it's weird. The pushback, you can tell based on like how people feel about the pushback. So Kansas City's got a great sports complex. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Royals, they play in the same spot. It's way out in the middle of nowhere, and it's pretty cool. They want it to be downtown and create walking stuff. Like the Bills, when they wanted to build a stadium, yeah, you're going to build that stadium. The city of Los Angeles, they're just going to get ramrodded into doing whatever. I mean, that's a corrupt place. Kansas City seems pretty pissed in the comments. Not the same way like Buffalo is like, yeah, do whatever it takes to keep our fucking football team. Kansas City's like, whatever. It's baseball. It's a good baseball town. They just won the World Series like 7-8 years ago. I mean, they're not good anymore, but so we'll pay attention to that. All right, we'll get you out of here on this. John Tortorella did a phone interview or a headset interview with the local media in Philadelphia during a TV timeout. And his criticism of his team, he's head coach of the Flyers now, trying to get their heads out of their asses and play good hockey again. He's a quote god. He is.
Torts, you guys give up the first goal. Just thoughts on your team's start here so far in the first 15 plus minutes.
We suck. We haven't forechecked. We haven't done anything as of right now.
What do you want to see differently?
Forecheck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Never change, bud. Back and better than ever. Tomorrow. It's Wednesday, right? Yeah. You have a lot of sports to review, college football playoff, etc. Like, rate, review, subscribe. See you then.